19% of Windows users never touch these tools. That's why they say beginner. Today we are going to learn what advanced users know about Windows and about their computer. Uh, it's about CMD, partition control, system monitoring, and even voice access that you can control your Windows and even your computer by just knowing your partition, CMD, and even with voice access or voice setup. Because in voice access you can know, so you know all information about your computer, and even you know that your computer is gonna be okay or no, or it has some problem. So that's all information that you can know just by knowing the CMD. In CMD, there are some powerful can say technique that you must know about the CMD so you can run them in CMD to fix your computer. And also you need to, for example, change your disk partition. So you must know about the partition control. Because of that, if you don't know them, so you must take them your computer to the can say to a shop or to can say an engineer. So if you know this, so most of the time you don't need to get your computer to an engineer. You can fix it just with yourself. Okay. So okay, that was all about the things that we're going to learn in this video. Hello guys, welcome. As you know, this is the second video of Windows 11 full course, the last version, okay? We're going to teach you in this video CMD, partition disk, and voice access, task manager, and also some other tips that you must know in Windows 11, okay? So let's start from our first, can say from partition control, okay? So let me dive in my PC. I'll show here. As you guys know, I have 4 partition, or can say, or I have 4 volume in my one disk. Okay, my disk is about 500. It has 500 GB. So I divided them in 4 parts. Okay, because I use them. Can say because it's as your wish. Okay, you can change them to just one partition, 2 partition, 3 partition, 4 partition, as you want. Okay, no problem. Before that, it was about the maximum was about the 3 partitions. So in the last version, you can say if you use as you know guys, so why we have to divide our, for example, our disk in 4 parts or maybe 5 parts, 3 parts, 2 parts. Okay. It's very normal, as you know that in any computer or any desktop, when we are installing an app or Windows, so that might be in our first partition that we call it drive C. That this is our Windows, okay? Even no problem if you are using a laptop, if you are using a desktop, no problem. Your Windows will be in this drive. It's in drive C. So what are these for? Okay, what are these 3 for? Maybe you can, as I mentioned, it's on you. How many drive you want or how many partition do you want to divide your disk? Okay. But the drive C might once get, you can say, got wrong. Okay, maybe once your Windows, so once if your Windows run into a problem, so you can install a new Windows without losing your data. So how? For example, when you are installing your Windows, you will not lose your data. Why? Because your Windows is just in your disk drive C. Okay, why should the other information be deleted? So that's a good questions that you must know, that we must divide our partition in 2 or 4 parts that separate our personal information, separate, for example, our computer apps, or separate our, can say, workspace for example, for our school, or for example, for our school, or for other jobs. Okay, for example, for me, this is my drive that I will just put my, for example, new materials that I am, for example, learning, or new materials that, for example, I have to do. Okay, this is all the information that I have to work on them. Okay, as you can see, it's like that. And this is, for example, for my YouTube and general usage. Okay, as you know that this is For example, this is my about YouTube tutorial, and this is my YouTube photos. So this is information that I'm gonna use in Premiere, or that I'm gonna use in Photoshop or any other apps to just edit my video, photo, or any other, you can say, photos. But the last one is, for example, for my personal information. So I can now, for example, lock this one, so no one can use this drive without me. That's why we need to divide our disk into 2 or 3 parts, because, for example, it's also very useful when 2 or 3 person use just one computer, so they're gonna make accounts, so each one of them has, for example, their own password, so they can lock their, for example, drive, so no one can use without them. This is why that we can this is the reason that why we should divide our disk in 2 or 3 parts. So if you are just using your personal computer, so no one is, so can say, no one, you will not share it with anyone else, so you can use 2 disks, 2 drive and 1 disk, or 3 is normal. Okay, before that it was just for 3 partitions. So in recently updates, so you can add more, for example 4 or 5, no problem. It's in the first, you can say, format. Okay, before that it was not like that, so the maximum partition that you can mention in just 1 disk was about the 3. So now, as you know, that I have 4 partition in just 1 disk, so I can also make it 5. So let's dive in its settings. So I'll show you how to, for example, how you can change your volume. Okay, let me go. Okay, so let's come to here, right click on here and come to see more. So you have to go to the manage. Okay, no problem, but you have also options that right click on the start menu, so there will also you have the, for example, disk management. Okay, now you can also from go there, or just right click on this PC, and in those alone you have to go show more and come to the managing. Okay, and okay, it's open. So now once it opens, so this is the disk management. So let me click on it. Okay, this is our disk management, or these are the partition that I have in my computer. Okay, as you know, how many partitions are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's very much. Okay, and it has a reason. So once I've installed Linux and Windows together in just one, I can say in just 1 disk, so there are some partitions that I have to delete them. So in this video, because of that, there are also, for example, so much so much disk. Okay, this 4 is for my main, you can say, for just my Windows. Okay, because they are all NTFS or for, can say, NTFS or formats that you must use for Windows, and there are, for example, extra 4. There are also other formats that you have to use them with Linux. So as you know, this 4 is for mine. Okay, and this 100 MB is just for example, for very for your system. This 100 MB is for your system, and these are all for your normal usage. Okay, as you know, this is my disk, and disk 0 is about 476.92 GB, so it's about 500. So as you know, there is a reason that why it's about 476 GB. Okay, so for example, these are our, for example, drive C, drive D, and this is my drive E, drive F, and this is my new volume E. Okay, I can change them. Okay, for example, my Windows my volume D is about, for example, 116.81 GB, and the version is NTFS. As I mentioned, that for Windows we have to can say use the format of NTFS. Okay, And how if I wanna, for example, delete this, or if I wanna, for example, increase its volume, or if I wanna, for example, decrease its volume, how should I do? When you come here, okay, just right click on this. So there are some options that you can see. The first one is open. So open is when you can open and see what's on your drive D, okay? And there is also another, so it will format. Format is to delete all information that are in your drive D, okay? If you do this, so no information will be on your drive D, because you format, it's when you delete all of them, no problem, whatever it is in your disk, but just in this partition, okay? If you format your disk, so all information will be deleted. So if you just format your, for example, new volume D, so this will work just for Windows, or this will work for just partition D, okay? So this is another option that it's not available for now, but I'll make it available, and I'll show you how you can, for example, use extend volume. Extend volume is increasing the volume. You can say get much volume in this partition. And shrink volume is mean make a new volume from this. For example, in here we have 116 GB, so we can change it. For example, I wanna make a new volume from this. So before we do that, we have to go to our PC. So I have to know that how much space I have. For example, 12.3 GB is free. So now I can come here back. So I wanna free, for example, 5 GB. Okay. Let me make it, okay? Let me go to it, shrink volume, it's making a new volume. So the information, for example, it says that the total size before shrink in MB is about, for example, 11,900, it's about 111,617, okay? So size of available shrink space in MB is about 546. So now in here I can enter the amount that I want just to shrink for my new shrink, okay? For example, now let's me write here, for example, let me write here, I will write about, for example, 5,000, okay? 5,000 MB. I think it's not right, okay? Let me have 500, for example, MB. I can shrink it, okay? Okay, let me shrink it, new volume. Okay, guys, as you see, this 500 MB is just unlocated. It can be located in any you can say other partition. But there is a rule that it must be on the right part of the partition that you want to, for example, increase on them. For example, it's the right part of drive D, so I can't, for example, use this in my drive F, because it can be like that. But there are any other apps that I will make a video about them, how to use other apps to, for example, for example, get 5 GB from this volume and bring it to your drive C. That's also possible, but not like there, but not like that, but not like this, okay? There are apps that we can use them, so they are very also easy. So you can use the apps to, for example, change in any drive to any other drive you want. But in here, you have to accept the rule. So it's now unlocated. So I can also click on it to, for example, create from this a new volume. I can, for example, create a new volume. Let me create, for example, a new volume for you. Okay, let me write it, okay? It's about 5,000 or 500 MB, but so it here it's about 499 MB, okay? Just 1 MB. Okay, let me, this is the G, okay? I can also click it next, okay? As I mentioned that the Windows you have to use interface format, so it's FAT32 is for Linux, so we don't have to use it, okay? And this is our you can say our new volume. If I press here, so it will be a new volume. So let me click it. Okay, so it's continuing. Okay, it's finished. Okay, what is this volume? This volume is new volume 3. So as I mentioned that you can make more than, for example, 3 or 4 volume in just one disk, because in the previous version, so you weren't able to, for example, create more than 3 volume, but in this format you are able to, for example, create more than 2 or more than 3. Suppose that I have 1 TB, you can say hard disk, so I can write them in, you can say 4 parts, 5 parts. So if I were just limited to just 3 partitions, so it was very bad for me. Because of that, the new format is make you able to create more than 3 or 4 volume. Okay, and that's okay. Suppose that this is my volume, so I don't have information in this volume that that I've created now. So how should I, for example, unlocate it again, and how should I extend it in this volume D? Okay, let me go to init, and I can also make a new volume from this. Okay, as you know that this is. So why I can't extend this, because this is for example, and system. This is a system. You can say this is a system memory. Okay, so I can't change the system memory. Okay, but I know, as I mentioned, that I have installed Linux in this PC, so because of that my disk is somehow, for example, it's not very clear. Okay, because I have 95 MB here, 977 MB in here. Okay, and also 100 MB is here for my system. Okay, so I am not sure that which one is my Linux or which one is my Windows. That should I delete them? So if I delete, if the system wasn't able to load again, so it is very bad for me. So now I can't change them. Okay. So let me go to this, and let's also, there are all options that they are available in any for example, partition. If you right click on them, so let me delete it. So it asks you, for example, deleting this volume will erase all data on the backup and data you want to keep before deleting. Let's mention that the data that are in this drive will be deleted. So I click the yes, because I don't need that data, or I don't have data in this drive. Okay, so it'll take a second. So as you see, there is also an unlocated cassette drive. So let me go here. So as you know that extend volume is available now, but before that it wasn't available, because it, for example, needs an unlocated volume in front of it. Okay, so as you know that this 500 is unlocated, and it's for example on the left of this, so I can extend this. Okay, this 50, but not others. Okay, but as I mentioned, you can also do them just by, for example, using other apps. Okay, let me extend it. Okay, it asked me about the whole. Okay, I'll accept it. Okay, this is now the 500 MB again added to my volume D. This is how you can change your volume. For example, you can increase your volume D, your volume C, your volume F. But be sure that the unlocated space must be in the left part, or forward forward the partition. Okay, but if you need to, for example, bring this to this, so it's also possible when you're windowsing your computer, or when you're the first time you're buying your computer, you can partition them on there. But if once you've done, so your information is, for example, on your every disk, so you can just use the apps to, for example, decrease this and increase it in them, or transform, for example, 10 GB from volume E to volume C. Okay, this was, guys, all about our, you can say, partition disk system. Okay, that you have to know them. If you don't know them, so it is very, for example, bad for you, because when you need to, for example, increase one volume, so you have to carry your computer to an engineer shop, so that's very bad, and that will be very expensive for you. Okay, you have to know this information. These are very necessary and advanced information that you have to know in Windows 11, okay? And this is two kind of color. So this is about not black, but this look like black, and this is completely black. It shows that unlocated, and it shows the primary partition, okay? Where you can see the active partition is this color and the unlocated partition is this color. So you can know them by if you couldn't understand from, for example, their name, okay? And okay, once you came here, so you can also let me show you here that this is also about our computer management, so you can manage your things or your system from here also, okay? For example, this is your performance, for example, this is local user and groups, okay? So information that you can use them, okay? But for now, you are going to go to the task manager, okay? What's task manager? One thing that I'm going to mention in here is just to right click in here, okay? Let me open it. No, okay. Okay, guys, come to device, and for example, if your Bluetooth is not working or any other apps or input output audio is not working, so you can right click in here in this E, so you can here show hidden devices. So it will show all the devices, okay? If yours was, for example, hidden, it will show in another color, so you can understand, so and you can unhide it to use it in perfect way, okay? That's all about the computer management, or you can say disk control or partition control from this option, okay? Let's go back to our other task, okay? The other things that we're going to study is about the device manager, okay, or task manager. What is task manager? Task manager is that tasks that are activating, or tasks that how they're, for example, active or they are inactive, or how they're gonna, for example, fill your, you can say, memory or space, and how they're gonna use any other options. So I can right click in here, and I have to find my task manager, okay? Let's see that there isn't task manager or no, okay? As you see, there is a task manager, okay? I can open it. You can just right click on start menu and see the task manager, okay? This is our task manager. But also it has one very good shortcut that you can press, okay? Control Shift plus Escape, okay? 3 buttons at once. Control Shift and Escape. If you have press them all at once, so you will come to your task manager, okay? This is your task manager that you can see, for example, what apps are now, for example, active in my computer, okay? This is the recent 3 apps that I have used, okay? This is, for example, task manager that we have in it. It's true that how much CPU it's gonna, for example, use, and this is our OBS studio that I am recording this video, okay? It's, for example, it's about 233 MB memory, for example, and this is about the disk, and this is about the network that I don't have any network now to use it, okay? And this is about the CPU that you know that they are not, for example, instant, okay? They are changing second by second, okay? You can see them, and also you can unrun any apps from here, okay? But not our main goal for this video, okay? I'm going to go to the performance that show you, okay, more information. This is our performance, okay? This is my disk 0, so I have 4 partitions that they are also mentioned in here, and this is my, you can say, hard disk name, okay? You can know your hard disk name here, okay? How is it? It's 100% performance is good. For example, it's just that my computer or my hard disk is do the best performance for now, okay? It doesn't have any problem, okay? As you press in any of them, so you can get more information about them, okay? This is my about CPU. So how is my CPU? Okay, this is my name of CPU. Here you can see that my computer is Dell Core 7. Okay, the generation is 8th generation, and this is my CPU. You can say speed. These are all information about the CPU, okay? This is also, for example, show the sockets or the cores that my computer has, for example, my CPU. Okay, there is the tree, you can say memory, that they are very useful to carry on for your information between CPU and memory. Okay, this tree, you can say this tree cache memory. Okay, call them cache memory. They are very useful to carry your, you can say, your information between CPU to transfer your information between CPU and memory. Okay, they're very useful, and this is my memory. Okay, so how much memory do I have? Okay, I have 8 GB. Okay, so performance is also good. Okay, it doesn't have any problem. And here it's also, for example, also others, you can say information about my memory that you can see by yourself. Okay, for example, hardware reserve is about 221 MB, and the kind of can say memory that I am using is here. Okay, and there's the form factor slot used. Okay, one of two. It's mean I have two, can say, slots that I can put them memory. Okay, but one of them are, can say, busy, or one of them are full. Okay, one of them was free, or I can increase my memory. Okay, these are information about your memory that you must know. Okay, for example, when you're buying a computer, so just come to your task manager, you know all your computer information, all the CPU, memory, no problem any other disk. So this is my disk. So guys, this is my disk information, guys. As I mentioned, this is its name, and it shows that its performance is the perfect way. Okay, this is my GPU, so I don't have any GPU. It's an internal GPU. Okay, so I don't have, for example, it's because of it's a laptop, so my laptop doesn't have any, you can say, external GPU, so it's an internal GPU that it will work for some, can say, normal graphic, can say, apps, but not they're not very good at working with graphic, but they're just for normal works, they will work. Okay, this is all about the task manager that you have to know. So there are also, for example, services that you have to know. In another video, we are going to, for example, discuss about the services you can run or you can stop your any task from here. Okay, and this is also the details about the task manager or about your apps tasks that you have to know about them. Okay, it's about the users. This is my name. Okay, first of mine. So how much, you can say, CPU is gonna use, or how much memory is gonna use, or for example, which disk is 1, okay, or 0, which disk, or it's about the network that is 0 because I don't have a network now. This is about the startup apps, so they're very useful. I'll teach this in the next video or the next other video. These are apps, so I will teach them also in the next videos. Okay, a sub story that the recent apps that you have used. Okay, you can say that it's about the all story. And let's go to the performance again. Okay, this is all about this. Okay, you have to know about the information about the task manager. It was very useful, so you can use it very well. So guys, we have finished task manager and we have finished the partition control. Now we are going to go to our can say we are going to know about the CMD. Okay, what is CMD? CMD is can say we are going to go to the CMD. Okay, let me open it. How you can open your CMD? You can press just on your Windows key. Okay, your start menu and type here CMD. Okay, it will come here, for example, run as administrator, or just enter, it will open it. Okay, no problem. So I run as administrator. So it asks you about your accessibility, so you can click it yes. Okay, this is my CMD. Okay, what is CMD? So first we have to know the CMD. CMD stands for Command Prompt. It is a program in Microsoft Windows that lets you control the computer by just typing commands instead of just clicking or working with a graphical, let's say, interface. This is just typing interface that what you type, so the computer will understand it. Okay, so it has also the role that you have to know about them. So in the next video or in the next, you can say, full course, we will go on, for example, what is in the next series. So we will focus on CMD. What is CMD? And we will, for example, introduce the basic part of CMD and advanced part of CMD and all other information about the CMD. But in this video, I'm just gonna, for example, introduce the CMD with you, so how you can use CMD and just in a basic, or how you have to know about the CMD. Okay. So guys, this is our CMD. For example, I can type here. For example, let me type here DR. So let me type, guys, what will happen if I type, for example, DIR. Let me enter. Okay, what will happen? It will show all information or all apps or all, for example, information or data that are in your computer. These were all information that were on my computer. These are the time. These are the, can say, the date that I, for example, changed them. I've added them to my desk. Okay, and these are all information you can see in your computer that you have in your computer. If you just typing, for example, DIR. They will, for example, this is DIR, and they will be able with you. For example, you can know or you can understand that where is your, for example, your information. Okay, and let me come here to show others again, more information. So let me just okay. So suppose that I wanna, for example, create a new folder. What should I do? For example, I can type here mkdir. What does it mean? It means make direction. Okay, if I type, for example, make direction, so I have to also put a name. The direction should be what? For example, make a direction by the name of, teach me. Teach me is, for example, it's a new folder that I can make it. Okay, let me enter it. So what it says? Okay, now I am in the Windows System 32 and Teach Me app. Okay, I can, for example, if I wanna, for example, if I wanna go, for example, inside that folder, if we have created Teach Me folder, so now I'm gonna enter or gonna inside this folder. So what should I do? For example, I will type CD. What does it mean? It's meant okay, CD. For I will type the name. Okay, Teach Me. So now we are in Teach Me. Okay, where is our location? We are in Drive C, Windows System, and Teach Me. This is the app, or this is the folder that you are in it. Okay. For example, if I wanna, for example, put some text in my in this, you can see in this folder. So there are also you can say there are comments that you can use them. Okay, echo, for example, echo. I can say, for example, hello, teach me. Hello, teach me. Okay, put a point on that, and then test, for example, I can write test dot txt. So the txt is the, can say, the suffix. It is the suffix that you are using in the, for example, text file. Okay, you can, for example, put here, for example, .html, so it will be an HTML, can say, format. Okay, it's on you that which you can say which part you want. So let me click here. So now it shows that these are in my, for example, folder. And now if I, for example, want to read the file, so what should I comment here? Okay, I should, for example, type test.txt. So it will show the file or the information that are in my this folder. Okay, so now I've typed this information in this folder, so now I wanna see that. So as you see that this is okay. Hello teach me. Hello teach me is in my folder that I've created, and I have, for example, write in a text on it. Okay. And if I go, for example, if I go one step back, so how should I go? For example, I'll, for example, type cd, okay, cd space dot dot. It will go to, for example, can say one step back. So we were in Drive C Windows and Windows System 32 and Teach Me. Okay, so now we are just in, for example, system. Okay, we are not in Teach Me, can say folder. Okay, guys, this is all about this. Okay, for example, if I wanna delete this, I'll do, for example, what should I know? I have to remove it. Okay, for removing this, for example, you have to type RMDIR, remove direction. Okay, and add. So the subject of the comment is incorrect. Okay, it says that it's incorrect. So what is the problem? We have to go to our, can say, to the folder, and then we have to delete it. Okay, now for example, I am in the CMD, and you have to go to the teach me. Okay, cd change directive to teach me. So now we are in teach me. I have to remove dir directory. For example, I have to type the name. Okay, remove directory, for example, teach. So before we remove, so let me show you that where it is. Okay, the real file. Okay, let's go to the system and system section and teach me. Okay, let me go to this PC, and you're going to go to Drive C. So we were on where we were. Okay, let me just see it. We are in system 32. Where is the system? So it might be here. Okay. No. Where it is? Okay, Windows. Okay, it's in Windows. Yeah, Windows and system. Okay, we have to find the system. System. Okay, the system is here. The system 32. Let it open. So we have the Teach Me app. Okay, here we have to find the T. So we will see that there are any new folder or no. Teach. Okay, teach. This is T. Okay, this is Teach Me. So what was in our Teach Me file? We just hello Teach Me. So this is our text. So if I open it, you will see that this is just very short. I will show the text of this about the Teach Me. Okay, hello. Let it open. Okay, somehow hot. Okay, hello Teach Me. This is the file that we have created and was empty. Okay. So you ask why we, for example, work like that. So it's sometimes very useful. For example, sometimes you can't delete any, can say, folder, but you can delete them very good in CMD or command prompt. Okay. Because of that, I am going to now I'm going to delete it. Okay. For example, remove dir. What was its name? It was Teach Me. Okay. Teach Me. Okay. So the system cannot find the file specified. Okay. Remove directory. Okay, let me again try it in RDIR. Remove Teach Me. Okay, it was like that, I think. Okay, guys. Now we're going to clean all this information. So we have wrote this much information here, so I can clean them in just one click. Okay, just typing one comment. So what should I type here? I should clean. Okay, so clean the screen. Clean the screen, so it will clean them. So as you know that I don't have any much information more than that. Okay, it's here. Okay, and also there are others, for example, that you can ask the CMD to give you the can say the comments. You can ask just so you can also change the color. For example, if I want to change the colors, I should write color. Okay, color the color A, for example. Enter. It will change the color. So I'll also there are some comment that you know that which you can say later will change the color and which later will, for example, change other colors or other tasks. Okay. Okay, guys. Now, for example, if I need more information about the CMD, so I just write here, for example, help for me. Help, it's mean just you need help, so it will show all the shortcuts or all the can say comments that how if you do what will happen. So, for example, to replace files, you have to write replace, and these are all the codes that you have to use them. Okay. Okay, guys. So, guys, if you want, for example, know the color, you can say formula. So you have to type here color space one this and one the questions mark. Okay, then enter. So it will show, for example, if you put color 0, it will show black. For example, color 1 blue, color, for example, this, and as you know that. I've typed A, so A was light green. So you can type all of them just with yourself in the command prompt. So they will, for example, let me try it. Let me create it white, okay? For example, I'll press 7. What will happen? Let me type here, okay? Color can say, okay, color 7, okay, it will be white. Okay, for example, now I can also, for example, let me try another ones. Color, for example, color I can say with another, so read. Okay, let me color space C, enter, so it will be red. This is all information about the CMD, so I'll recommend you to watch the first video of our Windows, and this is our second video about the Windows. So I'll also make a serious video about the CMD and also any other apps in Windows that or in computer that you need to comment below to I make a series of video about them. Okay, this is all information about this can say CMD. Okay. Now we have to go to the BIOS setup, okay? That I will use my computer, so I'll, for example, I will use my phone camera to make the video, for example, okay? Let me start it. So guys, let's dive in our BIOS setup, okay? At first we have to turn off our PC or restore our PC, so let me just do it for you, okay? No problem if I shoot down or if I restart, so I have to restart it, okay? When it starts turning on, we have to press F2 in Dell laptops, okay? Just let it go. And when it starts turning on, we have to press the F12, okay? So it's turning on, I have to press F12. Okay, this is our BIOS setup, okay? As you know, this is our, I can say your computer model in the first, and then it have some settings here that if you press in this plus, okay, it will show the other settings that are under this. Okay, for example, this is about the general. So what we have to know in general is about okay, let me dive in about the system information. So this is all your system information or the computer you're using, the hard disk, okay, the memory or the other any information that your system has. So you can see them in here. For example, your voice version is this, for example, and things that you must know is about, for example, memory. When you want to know okay, how much GB is your memory, so you have to come here. So memory available is about 8 GB. Okay, so and other things that you have to know, so it's just that uh, memory channel mode is single, so I have just one memory, because of that it's single. So and this is the, for example, the version, okay, which SSDs, it's DDR4. Okay, this is the version of RAM, okay, that it's used in which generation. For example, we can't use DDR3 memory in this computer. Okay, it must be DDR4. Okay, and okay, this is one of the DMM size, it's empty, and this is 8 GB. So it I have mentioned that I have one memory and another slot is empty. Okay, and there is the processor. Okay, so it is about choose the core or the processor or version, and this is the, for example, the first number is about its generation. For example, my computer is generation 8. Okay, and this is the CPU, can say speed, and this is the core is four. Okay, you can say, and this is other information. For example, the maximum uh, clock speed is about, for example, 4.800, okay, gigahertz. And this is the processor push 1, push can say push 2, and push 3. Okay, or I'll say memory. Okay, this was the information. So the which technology, okay, the new modern computer or most of them 64-bit technology. Okay, it means I can install any app that or it can support 64-bit. Okay, bit is can say the unit of can say yes, the unit of can say technology. Okay, it's just, so I don't have SATA M2, okay, but I have a SSD 0, okay, that it has about 512 GB. So as I also show this in this PC for you, okay, and there are nothing more important about here, but yeah, there is also a very important thing that you have to know is about here. In here you have to know that my Bluetooth device is installed, okay, and my wireless device, can say, Wi-Fi is also installed. So if you want to check that your computer hard chip for Bluetooth and Wi-Fi is right or okay, you can come here. So if it was accepted in here, it means it doesn't have any physical problem. So it might have some problem in, can say, in driver or in other options. Okay, let's go back to here to the battery information. This is our battery information. For example, my battery is fair, so it means it's not good. Okay, if I use it with a charger, it's not gonna work more than, for example, 2 hours. Okay, so it has, for example, the normal is, it's been medium. Okay, it's not fair and it's not excellent, but the excellent is the best, can say, uh, best version. Okay, if your computer battery is excellent, so it's mean it will its power maybe continue up to, for example, 5 hours, 4 hours, or more than that. Okay, so a C adapter is just, for example, it's for our charger. For example, let me I unplug my charger. So you see that there is no any battery AC adapter not installed. So if I put it on charge, so it will start. Okay, it will become, for example, it will show that a 65-volt energy is coming into it. Is okay, and you see other information here. For example, this is from boot sequence. This is boot sequence that you can see. For example, your this is, for example, your file. So you can change them. For example, when you want to install your, can say, Windows, they are somehow important. For example, which do you want to install legacy or your file? Okay, But and also there, for example, this UEFI is enabled. So or if you are using legacy, you can say your hard disk, for example, format in legacy mode. So you have to on tick this, okay, when you're installing Windows. So they will also ask you, for example, what to do, okay. And this is UEFI boot. So they are not something important that I have to mention with you. And this is the time, okay, and this is the date, time and date, okay. And no important. So let me go here if there is something important. So I have to mention them with you. Nothing important, okay. I have to discuss about it, but there are, if you know them, there are, for example, good information. For example, enable audio if sometimes you don't can say find your problem, that what's your problem with the audio and you can't hear the movie or song. So you have to come here and just see here that they must be enabled, for example. And there are also other things, okay, we have to know. Let me go, okay. One thing is about this section, secure port is also important. For example, when you're using for example, you're using legacy or you're using, for example, a UEFI, okay. Sometimes we have to come here and enable this, okay. But for now you don't have to know about them. These are also not important information for you, okay. And the wireless is very important, okay, because when you have wireless, so it will show that you which wireless, can say, devices you can use, okay. For example, I can use Wi-Fi, I can use Bluetooth, so they are all in here. So if sometimes it's like that, so it means that you can't use Bluetooth, okay, or it's not working for you. So you have to come to your setup control. So in setting, you have to come to wireless and have to enable this option, okay. So for me, it's okay. I don't have to change them. There is nothing important in this, okay. There is service tax, so they are, for example, not good for you, okay. For general information, they are, it's enough for you, for example, to understand these things, okay. And yes, this was about that. So you have to just know about this wireless, okay. Wireless option that you check that which wireless are available for your computer. And in both section you have both secure boot is sometimes necessary for you. And others is not, but advanced option, this is also important. Sometimes this is also important. It will show your battery, okay. You have to know. Oh, okay. And this is your system information that we have to know, okay. These were all necessary things that you can do in you can say BIOS control or BIOS setup, okay. If you wanna go away from here, you have to press exit here, okay, or just press escape on your control on your keyboard, okay. So I have click here to, I don't wanna, okay, change anything. So if I press F12, okay, when it's again starting, so if I start pressing F12, it will go to, for example, where I want to, for example, install a new Windows. So it will come here, okay, your fireboard, okay. So in here, I don't have, as you see, I don't have any flash or I don't have any uh, external hard disk to connect to this to install a new Windows. Okay, I'll also put how to install Windows 11 link in the description of this video. Okay, you can watch it how to install your Windows. So this is, so if you install, if you plug one USB flash or one hard disk, okay, so it will show you here, okay. As we see that we have here, for example, this is 500 GB is for my real hard disk, so it will be another here, so you can choose that to continue, for example, to continue installing your Windows, okay. That was all about your BIOS setup that you have to know about them, okay. Let me again, I have to press escape, so the computer will again start turning on. So let me see if there is any something important. I'll also mention them with you, or I'll also share them with you, but I think there's nothing important remained, okay. Just let me check it, okay. So it's turned on. Let me dive in, okay. So this is my PC. If you think there is something remain to share with you, so just comment below. And one thing I'm again want to show you that you can hide all these icons. Okay, how you have to right click on your, you can say, your screen and go to, for example, the view. Okay, when you come to the view, for example, here, click the show desktop icons. Okay, so if you click here, so the all icons will be unvisible for you. But you can again go to the view and just click here to come back again. Okay, this is all information that you can use with your, you can say, computer. And also, if for example, if I want to pin this, okay, in this, you have to right click on it. Okay, pin to start, or for example, and then we have again pin to start. Okay, let me see if there is another option. Okay, so pin to start, so it will pin on my start. For example, when I click here to start, so there is the obvious history. So I've pinned it here, but let me to pin it in this section. Okay, okay, let me try it to find it. Okay, unpin from task start. Okay, then I'll come here to properties. Okay, okay, and one thing else, that if you wanna, for example, know one folder information or one app information, so you can just, for example, right click on them. Okay, and go to properties. So it will show, for example, the general information, structure, okay, compatibility, and digital signatures. Okay, so you can watch all the, you can see all the information about any app. Okay, yeah. So guys, that was it about our today's lesson. So just be sure to know all about them. So there are somehow add-ons options that are every student or every Windows user should know about them. Okay, so if you want more video like that or full courses, so just comment below which program or which app would you like to start in the next, I can say, series. So we have planned to start the CMD command. So you have to, so see you in the next video, guys. Filan.